Johnny Dollar.
This is the Milford Advertising Agency in Denver, Colorado, Mr. Dollar.
Advertising agency?
Mr. Horace W. Milford would like to speak with you. Hold on, please.
Hello, Dollar.
That's right, Mr. Milford.
Yes, can you come out here to Denver to see me right away?
Well, now, look, sir, if you're interested in buying commercial time on my weekly radio program, you'll have to contact CBS Radio in New York.
No, Dollar. This is a purely personal matter that I wish to see you about, that I must see you about.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Milford, but unless there's insurance involved...
Well, yes. Yes, there is. The same company that's insured my life.
One of the outfits I work with?
Tri-Western Life Insurance Company?
Yeah, that's one of my clients.
Well, then, please, come out here right away.
Well, I'd better check first with the company and get their authorization to... What was that?
No, by all means, do not contact the insurance company. Not yet.
Well, there's a little matter of my expense account.
That will be taken care of, most adequately.
Okay, whatever you say. Now, what's this all about, Mr. Milford?
Mr. Dollar, here on the phone, I can only tell you it's a matter of preventing...
Yeah? Yes?
Of preventing a murder.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Mr. Horace W. No, to the Tri-Western Life Insurance Company. You'll see why later on. And following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the hired homicide matter. Expense account item 1, $77 plane fare. The big mainliner took off from Bradley Field in Hartford at 8:25 p.m. and set me down at Stapleton Field in Denver at the ungodly hour of 3:35 a.m. Item 2, $5 for a cab into the Brown Palace Hotel, where I added some sleep to the few hours I'd had aboard the plane. Breakfast was item 3, $1.50. And then I walked over to the office of the Milford Advertising Agency on California Street. Horace W. Milford was tall, gray-haired, and with a very dignified bearing. He got to the point immediately, and yet in a kind of roundabout way.
Mr. Dollar, I must emphasize that this whole thing must be completely confidential.
Oh? Well, now that depends.
I will pay you well, very well.
You sound as though there might be something illegal about whatever it is you want me to do.
I can only hope that you can prevent something illegal from happening, something terribly wrong.
You mentioned murder.
I said prevent a murder.
Whose, Mr. Milford? Yours?
I'll be as brief as possible, Mr. Dollar. Time is of the essence. But first, you must know some background.
Right ahead, sir.
Since my wife passed away some years ago, this advertising business and my daughter Claire have been my sole interests in life.
How old is Claire?
She was 27 on her last... now, listen, please.
I'm listening.
I built this business by myself. Until 2 years ago, I made all the client contacts, planned the campaigns, wrote the copy. I bought the space and radio time, everything. And then Tony came along.
Tony?
Anthony Ferringer. He's my son-in-law.
And he works for you, Mr. Milford?
Out of pity for a young man who seemed to be struggling to make his way in the world, I gave him a job.
Oh.
And then, by way of repaying me, I thought, he brought the Bonar Electronics account to this office.
Bonar Electronics Corporation. Yeah, I've heard of them. Pretty big outfit, I understand.
It means annual billings of some $2 million to us.
That's a sizable advertising account.
Now, the point is, well, he told me later, that his means of getting it were somewhat unorthodox. Unethical is a better word.
No, how do you mean?
He told me that he had something on officers of the Bonar organization, that he'd threatened exposure and ruinous scandal if he weren't permitted to handle their advertising here.
Well, now that doesn't seem possible with a big
But
company.
thanks largely to my own efforts and ideas, we have established them as one of the most important companies in their field.
Don't ever underestimate the value of advertising, huh?
Yes, to the public as well as to the company.
Yeah. Well, now, Mr.
Once
Milford...
I took over the account, young Tony was content to sit around, collect his salary and a big commission and do nothing. Nothing, that is, but constantly remind me that he had brought the business here.
I see.
But,
Now...
Mr. Dollar, were the account suddenly to go to some other agency, it would ruin me.
Oh, how so?
Buying this building, setting up the organization adequately to service such an account cost me everything I had. I'm not a young man anymore.
Well, is somebody else gunning for Bonar Electronics?
Oh, far worse than that. Mr. Dollar.
Now, wait a minute, please. I'm afraid we've got far away from the subject of murder that you talked
Mr. Dollar,
about.
far worse than his simply falling down on the job is the fact that Tony Ferringer, against my will, mind you, because I knew him well enough not to trust him, courted and eloped with my daughter.
Well, now,
and
Mr.
it wasn't because he loved her, believe me. It was only a further step in a plan to get his hands on this advertising business of mine.
You're sure of that?
He had the nerve, the audacity to say so himself. I can see him now, sitting right there where you are, with a smirk on his face, blandly telling me that now that he'd lost her, he'd have to resort to other tactics.
Oh, wait a minute.
That he'd have to take this important account away from me by opening his own agency, and that I couldn't stop him.
Wait a minute, please. You said lost her. What did you mean by that?
Because of his duplicity, what he'd done to me, because of the miserable way he treated and tortured her. Claire, my daughter, my only child. Claire took her own life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, the shock of it almost killed me, Dollar. Tony Ferringer was bringing my whole life crashing and crushing down upon my head. I hated him. With every fiber of my being, I was beside myself. I could see only one thing left for me to
Mr.
do.
Milford, please,
But
if
then,
you're leading up to
then
what
my
I think
clients
you
at
are.
Bonar came to me 2 days ago, and they told me they realized what had happened and why. And they assured me there was nothing Tony could do or say that would hurt them and that they would stand by me. Well, that straightened me out, Mr. Dollar.
Ah.
It made me realize that killing Tony, there was no point, no use in it.
Well, I'm glad of that, sir. But then I'm afraid I don't see why you sent for me.
Because it was too late.
What?
Because I had already hired a man, a professional killer.
To murder him?
Yes.
Well, then, good heavens, man, call him off.
I can't.
Sure, get in touch with him and... What do you mean you can't?
There's no possible way for me to reach him, contact him, until after he's murdered Tony Ferringer.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the hired homicide matter.
Now, wait a minute, Mr. Milford. You mean there's no way to reach this hired killer to call him off, to tell him not to murder Tony Ferringer?
No, none whatever.
But look here, you can't just
Mr.
stand...
Dollar, when the only thing I wanted in life was to see him dead for all the terrible things he did to me and to my daughter, I went about arranging it very carefully.
How?
By means I don't need to go into here, I finally established a contact in the underworld here in Denver. Sort of a stool pigeon, I suppose you'd call him. A man named Eric Blinker.
Yeah?
For a price, Blinker had the killer contact me at my home.
Do you know the name of this killer?
Well, he only told me that if he felt it necessary to phone me or to contact me in any way before the job was done, he would identify himself as Blackie.
Oh, great. Then the only thing you can do is contact this Eric Blinker again.
No.
Tell him to call off Blackie. Have Blackie get in touch with you.
No, Mr.
What do you mean, no?
Eric Blinker's body was found floating down the Platte River yesterday afternoon, just before I called you.
Oh.
But don't you see, Mr. Dollar? Unless we can somehow contact this Blackie, he'll go ahead with the murder. The murder I arranged. It must not happen.
All right, how much do you know about Blackie? What does he look like?
I don't know.
But you just finished telling me that he called on you to make arrangements for the killing.
He came to my home at night. He insisted on talking to me from outside a window where I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him.
All right, did you give him any money?
$5,000 in cash.
Marked?
Huh?
Marked bills?
No.
Oh, fine.
Well, he said that if any of the money was marked in any way, that he would know about it and that he wouldn't hesitate to kill me.
All right. When was he to do the job?
He would only say by the end of the week.
And this is Friday.
This is Friday.
And you can't give me anything to go on to find this man, Blackie?
Nothing, unless he calls.
Well, if that happens, you don't need me. Mr. Milford.
Yes?
Have you told Tony Ferringer anything of this?
Good heavens, Dollar, you don't know the man. Can't you see what would surely happen if I did? He would bleed me for everything I have. Me, accessory to a plot to murder him. Don't you see what that means?
Yeah, sure I do. And if you were to call in the police, it would be just as... Oh, yeah, Mr. Milford, you've really stuck your neck in a noose.
Somehow you've got to get me out of this.
You? What about Tony? Right guy or wrong, he's the one who's going to be killed.
Well, I meant stop this thing. I don't want his blood on my hands, not anymore. Somehow you've got to stop this killing.
Oh, yeah, sure, great. But how? You got any good ideas? Hey, a phony telegram, something like that.
What?
Yeah, some kind of a message telling Tony to get out of town.
But if it weren't to reach him soon enough, or if he were to disregard it.
If you were to go to the police.
Oh, I'd sooner kill myself. I might as well.
Or contact them. An anonymous warning, maybe.
There is only one place from which Tony Ferringer might expect trouble. From me.
Mr. Milford.
Well...
Oh, I don't know. So help me, I don't know. I'm not even sure you deserve help after what you've done.
I beg you, Mr. Dollar.
Hey, you told me on the phone there's insurance involved in all this.
Well, when he first came with me, Tony had his life insured. He named some distant relative as the beneficiary.
Through Tri-Western Life?
Yes. But he didn't even name Claire in it when he married her.
Yeah, well, that's beside the point now.
Do you have an idea, Mr. Dollar? Is something, is some way...
No. I was just thinking it's not only your neck I've got to look out for now, but I got to keep the insurance company from having to pay off on Tony.
Well, you could watch over him.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sit on his lap for 24 hours a day without his knowing it? Where is he now?
I don't know.
Well, where does he live?
Well, then you will watch over him.
We'll see. Scribble down his address and phone number for me.
Oh, yes, of course. He lives at 425.
Now, what does he look like?
About the same height and weight that you are. Here.
Very good. 425.
But his hair and complexion are somewhat different. Tony!
That's right, Papa. And who are you, mister?
I take it you're Tony Ferringer.
That's right.
Oh, Tony.
Oh, listen, you old fool. I just found out you spoiled my chances of starting my own agency. That you conned Bonar Electronics into staying with you.
No, it's because you lied to me about the way you got us that account.
Oh,
but
so
Tony,
you finally caught on.
Tony, will you listen to me?
You listen to me. I'm not going to let you get away with this.
Please, Tony.
Or maybe you will. Maybe I can't stop you. But believe me, you're going to pay me plenty.
Tony, will you
How?
please
Why? I haven't figured that out yet. But you'll pay me, Papa. Just remember that.
Wait. Oh, dear. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Just keep your shirt on, Mr. Milford. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And wish me luck. Item 2, $5 for a taxi that followed Tony Ferringer's car to a residential section east of town. And sure enough, he pulled up in front of his own home. Maybe the crazy idea that I'd suddenly got back there in the office would work. Driver.
Yeah.
End of the line. Pull around this corner and stop. All right, here's a 5 spot. Stick around for a while. Instead of walking up to Tony's front door, I sneaked around to the back, half hidden by a hedge at the side. I hoped that none of the neighbors would see me, raise a fuss, or report me as a prowler. I rang the buzzer at the back door, then stood aside, flat against the wall, so that whoever opened it wouldn't see me. I hoped.
Yes? Yes? Hello, somebody ring this door buzzer?
Yeah! And now if the rest of this wild plan works out, in you go, Tony.
And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
After wasting some fine Scotch whiskey, pouring it on Tony Ferringer's clothes, item 3 was another 5 to the cabbie for helping me haul my apparently drunken friend to a cheap rooming house over on the other side of town. A place run by a frowsy old dame who called herself Ma Letcher.
Sure, mister. Just carry him up and let him sleep it off in this room here at the top of the stairs. Here, I'll open it up for you.
Yeah, thanks.
Only you ask me. Somebody must have hit him with a bottle. Here you are. Well, you can lay him onto the bed. This room will cost you $1.50, though.
All right, here's a 5 spot.
Well, thanks. Well, who'll I tell him?
And here's another for telling him a taxi driver brought him in here. Somebody you never saw before.
Oh, don't worry. I know how to keep my mouth shut. When I get paid for it. Paid good, that is.
Okay, I'll make it 10 here.
Well, mister, you ain't got a worry in the world.
Want to bet? Item 4, $1.10 for another cab back to Tony Ferringer's house. Again, hoping none of the neighbors would see me, I let myself in the back door with a key I'd taken out of his pocket. I figured all I could do now was sit around and wait until the killer showed up. But as I walked through the doorway into the living room...
Just hold it. And don't turn around, mister. Hands up high.
Blackie?
That's right, Blackie. Well, carrying a gun, huh? No, don't turn around. Just walk over to that bench now and sit down. The piano bench. There, in front of you.
Now, look, if you think I'm Tony Ferringer...
Sit down. Now, keep facing that way.
Well, I suppose I haven't got much choice.
I know you're not Tony, but you know who I am. That means you know what I was hired for. That means you know too much.
All right, now listen, Blackie.
Face front. I was afraid Eric Blinker might talk, but I didn't dump him in the river soon enough. And listen.
I'm listening.
You think I won't get Tony? But you're wrong. I saw you take him into that crummy rooming house. I saw what you did to him, too. He won't be moving out of there for a while. That means I have plenty of time.
Hey, Blackie,
So,
listen.
mister, I hate to do a killing without getting paid for it. But as long as you know so much, well, I'm afraid you don't give me much choice, do you?
Are you talking for your own amusement?
I'm giving you a chance to say your prayers, if you still know how.
Hey, Blackie, look,
Face
we can...
front.
Well, what difference does it make?
What?
If I should see you, I mean. If you're going to kill me...
Let's just say I prefer it this way. Are you ready?
Are you kidding? You think you're going to get away with this?
I'm absolutely sure of it. And I asked you,
Do you think I'd come here looking for you without taking precautions?
I think you've said enough. Now, do you feel this gun in the back of your head?
I could tell by his voice
Well,
that he
it's the
stood
last
directly behind me. I
It'll
put
be
my right
quick,
heel
okay?
tightly against the leg of the piano
Not even
bench.
any noise because of the
And then as I felt the cold muzzle of his
Ready,
gun
mister?
against the back of my head, I suddenly
Are you
dropped
ready
to the
now?
floor, kicking the bench against his legs. Well, Blackie, I'm afraid your rather unique career has finally come to an end.
Listen, if you...
Down, boy, down! Nailing Blackie for the murder of Eric Stuley made it easy for me to keep Mr. Milford out of the picture completely. Nor did Blackie talk. Some code in the underworld, I guess. As for the expense account, well, in view of the fee that was handed to me, you can forget it. Tony Ferringer, incidentally, never did quite know what happened to him. Now, will somebody please give me a nice, clean case to work on? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Marvin Miller, Lawrence Dobkin, and Russell Thorson. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Coverly speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Hollywood. It's time now for...
$20.
Johnny, this is Fritz Melchior at Star Mutual.
Fritz, I can't think of anybody I'd rather hear from.
What?
Every insurance case you've called me on has put a lot of dough in my pocket.
Well, now,
And
Johnny...
it just happens that right now I can use a few extra bucks. Quite a few. So what's the deal?
Well, as a matter of fact, I hadn't thought in terms of any fee on this one.
Oh.
But of course, we'll pay whatever expenses you may incur.
Oh? You trust me with my expense account, Fritz?
Are you kidding? Of course not.
Okay, then, now that we understand each other, what's the problem? Or rather, who's the problem?
John Wakefield Edwards. Ever hear of him?
No, I can't say that I have.
Retired businessman. Leather goods, I think it was. He lives just outside of Albany, New York.
So what's happened to him?
Well, nothing that I know of. But he has a lot of insurance with it, including a straight life policy worth $155,000.
How old is he, Fritz?
In his late 60s.
Married?
His wife died 3 or 4 years ago.
Then who's the beneficiary?
His adopted daughter, Marilyn,
And how old is she?
in her late 20s. She's a very attractive girl, I understand.
Then who cares about a fee? Fritz, I'll take the assignment.
Easy, Johnny. You probably won't even see her.
Oh, why not?
But she lives and works over in Troy.
Well, what's happening to the old man?
Well, he called me a few minutes ago and asked, or rather demanded, that I send you over to see him immediately.
Yeah, why?
He wouldn't say. What he did say, though, just before he hung up, is that under no circumstances are you to let her know that you're coming.
Meaning Marilyn?
I would assume so.
I wonder.
So do I, Johnny. So if I were you, I'd hop on over there.
Tonight?
Well, first thing in the morning?
Okay, Fritz, we'll do.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Star Mutual Insurance Company, Home Office, Hartford, Connecticut. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the hair-raising matter. When a beautiful girl and a fortune are involved, well, instead of waiting until morning, I got out my car and drove over to Albany. Item 1, 1720 for mileage. I arrived shortly after midnight, checked in at the Sheraton Ten Eyck, and although I was pretty tired, I ran up item 2, a dime for a phone call.
Yes, this is John Wakefield Edwards.
Johnny Dollar, Mr. Edwards.
Well, why do you waste your time and money calling me? I told Fritz Melchior to send you up here.
I'm right here in Albany, sir.
Oh, good.
Do you want me to come out and see you right away? It's pretty late.
No, first thing in the morning will be all right. I'm sure nothing will happen before then.
Nothing will happen.
I'll expect you to have breakfast with me.
I beg you. What was that?
I said be here at breakfast. 7:30 sharp.
Oh, okay. But now, just what did you mean about nothing will happen?
I'll tell you about it in the morning. Goodbye, Mr. Dollar.
Well, now, wait a minute. Look. You're the boss. Why, oh, why didn't I call him back? Demand to know what it was that he was expecting to happen. For it obviously tied in with his wish to see me. But I guess I was tired after the long drive, and he seemed to think the morning was time enough. So I hit the sack. Early in the morning, some coffee sent up to my room, and then the hotel bill came to $9 even. That's item 3. And by 25 minutes after 7, I swung onto the long, winding drive that led up to the front of the Edwards mansion. It was in a wealthy residential section, a couple of miles north of the city proper, and sat in the middle of what must have been a full acre of beautiful trees and gardens. As I approached the house, I noticed a car parked out front, a sleek, new little sports job. The door was open, and the good-looking chick got out of it and was just about to climb in. As I pulled her up to a stop, she stood there looking at me questioningly. This is the Edwards home, isn't it?
That's right. You want to see somebody?
Why, yes. As a matter of fact, Mr. Edwards sent for me.
Oh, really? Are you an old friend of his?
Old? I didn't know it should.
Oh, that isn't what I mean...
No, my name is Johnny Dollar.
John... Insurance detective or investigator or whatever you call it.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, hi. I'm Marilyn Edwards.
Well, hi.
I should have guessed he'd send for someone like you, Johnny. Come on in.
Why do you say that, Marilyn?
Well, Daddy seemed to be worried about something lately.
You know what?
No, at least I'm not sure. That's why I thought I'd stop by this morning before going to work.
Oh, I thought you were just leaving.
No, I just got here, just before you arrived.
What do you do for a living?
Don't laugh. I'm a model.
Oh.
And stop raising your eyebrows. After all, somebody has to post for those ads for dishpan hands.
Oh, sure.
Shall we go in and see Daddy? That is, if he's up.
Well, he'd better be. I have a breakfast date with him at 7:30, and it's now exactly 7:31.
Then we'd better go in. Hi, Daddy. Daddy? Durkin? Durkin!
I hear you. Your foster father hasn't come down yet.
Johnny, this is Durkin, Daddy's housekeeper.
Now, what is breakfast prompt at 7:30, and I ring the bell, and he don't come down for it.
Durkin, stop it.
Stop it! There now. That's the third time.
Third time? Daddy, not punctual? I think I'd better go up and see.
I'll go with you.
I heard his alarm clock go off 3/4 of an hour ago, so there's just no...
Daddy?
Wait a minute,
What is it, Johnny?
I thought I caught a whiff of cordite.
Cordite?
But no, I guess not.
Daddy? Johnny?
Johnny! Oh, no!
I'm afraid so, Marilyn. He's dead. Together with Marilyn Edwards, adopted daughter of John Wakefield Edwards, I found his body in his bedroom slumped over the desk. There was no sign of any wound, no evidence of foul play. Without touching the body, I phoned the Albany Police Homicide Division, and within minutes, Sergeant Christie arrived with Dr. Walter Mencken in tow. The doctor's examination was brief but very thorough, including several on-the-spot tests for poisons of any kind.
How old did you say he was, miss?
I didn't, Doctor. But he was 68 or 9, I think.
And he hasn't been sick?
Not that I know of. Miss Durkin, the housekeeper, would know better than
He
I.
hasn't had a day of sickness since he caught that cold last spring.
Yeah. Well, his pump gave out, that's all. Can't expect that in a man his age.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, I know. But you're doing okay.
You didn't find anything, did you, Chris?
No, not a thing, Doc. Why they bothered to call us in instead of his own doctor.
Yeah. Of course, if you folks want, I can order an autopsy.
Oh, no. That would be terrible.
And down it goes to natural causes. Time of death, approximately 7:15.
Doctor.
And I expect you can carry on from here, can't you, miss?
I'll take care of things.
Yeah, and if he can't, I will. Beginning with closing these windows. There. Anybody wants to freeze me?
Well, come on, Sergeant. Back to the morgue.
Oh, the morgue.
Oh, Easy, down.
Better? Well, if you want some breakfast, ain't gonna do him any good now.
Durkin, how can you... But I suppose we may as well, Johnny, and do whatever we have to do here.
There was something mighty wrong here, yet I couldn't put my finger on it. Had I really caught the smell of cordite before we entered that room? It was too late to tell now, even with the windows closed. Those windows. It was a cold morning. Had he left them open while he dressed? Sure. Marilyn, heir to his big insurance policy. Had she really just arrived when I got there? If the housekeeper, Durkin, had been in the kitchen making breakfast, it would have been easy for someone to sneak in and... But who? And why? And what about Durkin? Now, wait a minute. The police medic said death due to natural causes. No poison, no wounds of any kind. So that's that. The undertaker must have been hungry for business because he got there before noon and took the body away. Meantime, of course, I'd questioned both Durkin and Marilyn pretty thoroughly.
Enemy? Oh, no, Johnny. Daddy didn't have... Johnny, you keep talking as though you think he might have been murdered.
Does anyone beside you benefit from his death, Marilyn?
That's a horrid thing to say.
I do.
Durkin, what are you doing snooping around this way?
Well, it's as much my affair as yours now that Mr. Edwards is gone.
What do you mean by that, Durkin?
I mean the money he left me in his will. And the codicil in his will, it says Marilyn's got to share the insurance with me if she collects.
Durkin.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, everybody knows her and her father, her foster father, ain't been getting along too good ever since she decided to get out and earn her own living, or tried to.
I've been getting along all right.
Oh, sure. And all the attention you've been giving your dear daddy these last couple of years. Why, today's the first time you've been in this house, and...
That doesn't mean that Daddy and I haven't... Durkin, we wish to be left alone. I'm sorry, Johnny.
Marilyn, I want to go up and look at your father's room again.
All right, if you like. And I'll go along with you.
No, thanks. I'd rather do it alone.
Oh?
And what did I find? Nothing. Sure, there were a couple of old bottles of hair tonic hidden away under some shirts. But after all, I mean, at his age. And that funny little thing on his dressing table. There was a little, well, hat stand, I guess you'd call it. The kind you find in a woman's hat shop. You know, a little wooden stand about 8 or 10 inches high.
Johnny, look.
Huh? Where did you get that?
After what you said downstairs, I guess I began to wonder.
It's special.
So I looked around outside, for footprints or... Well, I don't know what I was looking for.
And you found this handgun?
It was in the middle of a myrtle bush. It was Daddy's gun.
Oh?
And see? One shot has been fired.
Yeah. I also see you've carefully put your fingerprints all over it.
Oh.
Hey, what? Fine. Now, my prints are all over it. So if it was used to... What am I talking about? If there'd been a shot, Durkin would have heard it. What's more, there would have been a bullet wound, and there was no sign of anything in the... Wait a minute. Marilyn, maybe there was.
New 6 roll. And now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the hair-raising matter.
My hunch was right. I was sure of it now. I told Miss Durkin and Marilyn to stay there at the house and wait for me, then jumped into my car and drove into Albany to the undertaker's.
Here we are, Mr. Dollar. The embalming room is right here. Though I must confess we haven't had opportunity to prepare Mr. Edwards' body yet.
Good.
We've been rather rushed all day.
Yeah, sure. Now, where is he?
Right over. Here we are. Was he a relative of yours?
No. Just...
Wait a minute. What are you doing?
Just, trying to make sure that a crazy hunch I had is...
Look here now. Are you trying to pull his hair out?
No. Off.
What?
I think.
Now, look here, young man.
Look. You see what I'm trying to do here?
What? Yeah. Good heavens, I can't believe it. We would never have noticed it.
I don't think anybody would have. But it's a hairpiece, all right. Just big enough to cover a small bald spot.
It matches the rest of his hair so perfectly.
Hey, you got some kind of a solvent? I don't want to have to rip it off.
Why, yes, I think we have. To be here somewhere.
Sure, those old bottles of hair tonic. Probably hadn't used them in years. But that little wooden stand, sure, he parked his wig on it.
What did he say?
And probably nobody knew that he wore it except himself. And somebody very close to him.
Here, Mr. Dollar. Here, this will remove the toupee without damaging it.
Yeah, good.
But I don't understand why you want to take it. Good Lord.
Yeah. Right in the middle of his bald spot. Covered up by the hairpiece. And the bullet that made it was a .38 special. Marilyn, you say you didn't get here this morning until I did.
Yes, Johnny?
You're sure?
Yes, Johnny.
Run up to his room again. Where's Durkin?
The kitchen, I guess. Johnny, you have a funny look. I mean...
Yeah, come on. I'll tell you this much. Your father was murdered, all right.
You sure of that?
Yes, you bet I am. Now, look here, on his dressing table. You know what this is?
Of course. It's a little hat stand I used when I was a kid.
What's it doing here?
I don't know. Funny. I never really noticed it before.
How long did Daddy wear a toupee, Marilyn?
A what?
Toupee, a hairpiece.
Oh, never. He was always very proud of his hair.
You're sure about that?
Of course I am. For a long time, he always used to smell of hair tonic when he came downstairs
Well,
in the
it
morning.
just happens that you're wrong.
What?
A small, very well-made hairpiece covered the bald spot where he was shot this morning. With this .38 you say you found outside.
But I did. Honestly.
All right, I believe you. In spite of the way you covered up any fingerprints that may have been on it.
You did too, Johnny.
Yeah, that's right. Now listen. That leaves only one person who could have known about the hairpiece, have killed him, and then covered up the bullet wound with it. I knew I'd smelled burnt gunpowder when we first came up here.
Johnny, if you think that you mean...
Yeah, but to prove it, well, I've got to try a bluff. Yeah, see if I can bluff her.
I can't believe it. Yet with him dead, she'd have money, more money
Hold
than...
it, Marilyn. Well, Durkin?
So you're back. Where you been, anyway?
Checking up on something. Something I should have suspected last night when I talked to Mr. Edwards on the phone.
What do you mean, Johnny?
Line clicks. That meant somebody was listening in on the phone downstairs.
Don't look at me. I didn't even know you called him last night. I was in bed asleep.
Were you, Durkin? What I was just checking on at police headquarters...
Police headquarters?
Yeah, was a set of fingerprints I found on a glass you'd been using in the kitchen.
What?
I wanted to compare them with some prints I found on this gun.
Well, that's Mr. Edwards' gun.
The one you used to kill him?
That's a lie.
Is it the fingerprints match?
No, that's a lie. I wiped them off the gun.
Before you threw it out the window?
Yes.
Then opened the other windows to let the smell of powder out?
Yes, I wiped them off. At least I thought I did.
Okay. Let's go, then. Don't worry. There'll be no part of the insurance or any other money for Durkin. The courts will take care of that. And probably with vengeance. As for Marilyn, well, you know something? There's a gal I think I'd like to see again. And I don't mean because of her fortune. Expense account total, including all the mileage on my car, $47.50. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment. Now, here is our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a little jade statue is the key to one of the cleverest plots I've ever seen. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Shirley Mitchell, Jack Edwards, Ralph Moody, Junior Matthews, and Parley Bear. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cumberly speaking.
$20.
Yeah?
What? Who's that?
Smokey.
Smokey Sullivan?
Yeah.
Holy... Do you always call people at 5:30 in the morning? Oh, hiya, Smokey. How are things down in New York?
I'm living out here in Frisco now.
Oh?
You know about the big fire out here?
Now, Smokey, don't tell me you've been up to your old tricks.
You know I wouldn't do nothing like that, Johnny, after the good way you've been treating me.
Well, I hope not. But what about this fire?
Big warehouse.
They're in San Francisco.
The Barnwell warehouse. It's still burning, Johnny.
Arson?
Yeah. I know who did it.
There must be insurance in a big warehouse.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can check it out, I'll... Look, where'll I find you?
Where'll you stay, Johnny?
Let's see. At the Huntington Hotel up on Nob Hill.
Me? In a nice place like that?
Oh, unless I know where to call you.
It's okay, Johnny. I'll call you.
And you're sure it's arson?
I'm sure.
Then I'll see you.
Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
A handcuffed thief makes a desperate bid to escape a frantic dope addict. Crashes through a fiberboard wall at the police station house. It's part of the daily routine in New York's 16th Police Precinct, Hell's Kitchen. In the new issue of Look magazine, you'll follow tough, dedicated cops as they track down the man who pulled the trigger, run down a burglar, subdue a drug addict. And you'll learn in Look the kind of guy it takes to make a detective, what he thinks about his job, what he thinks about the kinds of people he has to deal with. It's all here in Look's exciting picture story, Detectives at Work, an uphill fight in a tough city where the crime rate has risen almost 10% in the last year, where 40% of the nation's drug addicts fight, steal, or beg for a fix, where an entire neighborhood suddenly becomes silent when the police department tries to track the man behind the gun. You'll see it all in Look magazine's dramatic picture story, Detectives at Work. It's in the latest issue of Look, and it's on your newsstands now. Get your copy of Look today.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Greater Southwest Insurance Company, San Francisco office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Frisco fire matter. First of all, I had to make sure my expenses to the West Coast wouldn't have to come out of my own pocket. So expense account item 1, 10 cents for a call that got Pat McCracken of Universal Adjustment Bureau out of his bed. I asked him to dig up some facts and figures for me in a hurry. Within 20 minutes, he called me back. Johnny Dollar.
Well, Johnny, I've been on the phone to San Francisco ever since you called me. You were right.
About the big fire.
Yeah. How did you find out about it?
Well, never mind that, Pat. Just keep talking.
Well, it's a warehouse. It's owned and operated by Mr. Peter H. Barnwell. And he has an office at 1427 Camac Street.
1427 Camac. Got it. And the insurance?
$340,000.
Wow.
Carried by Greater Southwest Insurance Company.
Pat, if I hurry, I can just make plane connections.
No, wait a minute,
Thanks,
Johnny.
Pat. Thanks a lot. Item 2, 20188 plane fare, Hartford to New York to San Francisco. And believe me, those jet flights on American get you there in a hurry. I left New York at 8 a.m. and pulled into San Francisco before noon. Pacific time, of course. Item 3, a dime for a newspaper at the airport. Apparently, the fire had burned itself out. Item 4, 675, taxi to Peter H. Barnwell's office on Camac Street. The reception room was jammed.
No, there's no point in sending anybody over here because he won't see them.
No.
Listen, chick, I'll get you tickets for any show in town if you just...
No! I tell you, he won't see any of you.
Not even me?
No. Now, why don't you reporters just go back to your papers and wait until Mr. Barnwell's ready to talk to you?
My card, miss.
It's no use, mister.
Will you read it, please?
But he doesn't want to see any reporters, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Just a minute, Mr. Dollar.
Now, how do you rate that, buddy? What paper you from?
The Bingville Bugle.
Huh?
Yeah, that's out near Bum Spung, Oklahoma.
Oh, now, look, wise guy. Look.
Mr. Dollar. Mr. Dollar.
Dollar.
Will you come in, please, Mr. Dollar?
Sure. Thanks.
Now, wait a minute. You Johnny Dollar, the insurance dick?
Right in here, sir.
Thanks.
Hey, wait a minute.
Sit down, Mr. Dollar. Make yourself at home.
Well, I must say you weren't at all upset about the loss of your warehouse.
Should I be? Sit down.
Sure.
Mr. Dollar, that building's been a losing proposition for years. Because of its bad location, because of zoning restrictions, and the cost of tearing it down. I've done nothing but lose money on it.
Oh.
But I've been very careful to keep up the insurance. So, now that it's gone up in flames, I shall at long last collect on it.
$340,000.
That's right. And with whatever I can get from some other misguided investor for the land itself, I'll be sitting pretty.
I see.
Now, don't get any funny ideas, Mr. Investigator. The police have found nothing whatsoever to suggest arson. Nor will they.
You sound pretty sure of that.
I'm sure of it.
Even if it were a job that you didn't have done?
I'm sure of it.
You know something, Mr. Barnwell? I'm not.
So if you can be of any help in putting through my
Did
claim...
you hear what I said?
I heard, Mr. Dollar. Doesn't worry me a bit.
Hey, fellas! My car filter may be worth $1,000. How's that? Heard over the radio that the people who make Fram filters have a big treasure hunt on. So I checked my oil and air filter. And I'll be doggone if there wasn't a specially marked Fram air filter that might pay me $1,000. No kidding. My service station man said whatever I win, he'll win the same amount. Told me a regular filter check is important to today's cars. So important that Fram Corporation is paying $60,000 to get car owners to check their filters now. Cash money? Sure. This is Fram's silver anniversary. Last year, 10,000 secretly numbered Fram filters were distributed all over the United States and installed in cars during regular servicing. Every one of them is worth cash, some as much as $1,000. Why, one of you guys may have one in your car and not even know it. Say, what are we waiting for? Let's get those filters checked.
Hurry, folks. Get in on the big Fram treasure hunt. You could win up to $1,000 in cash. Check your car filters now.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar and the Frisco Fire Matter.
Expense account item 5, $2 for a taxi. In my opinion, Peter H. Barnwell had the warehouse fire set. But opinions don't count in my business. You gotta have proof. And I hadn't yet got together with my informant, Smoky Sullivan. Smoky, once a clever arsonist himself. Later, a counterfeiter, bootlegger, just about everything in the book. But from the time he helped me with a case a couple of years ago, he'd stayed on the straight and narrow. And, of course, I've always paid him well for his help. Before going on to my hotel, I stopped in to see Bill Mullen of the arson squad.
Yeah, the papers say you're in town, Johnny. Glad to see you.
Yeah, how are you, Bill?
But there's no reason for you to be here about that fire.
Well, that's so?
We've already found out how it started.
How, Bill?
Some old derelict, name of Stumpy Moran. He used to sleep there every night. Had an old iron bed and a little sort of shack on one side of that warehouse.
Yeah?
So last night, like a lot of the darn fools all over the country every night, he went to bed loaded and lit a cigarette. Result? No more mattress, no more shack, no more warehouse.
Well, are you holding him?
Also, no more Stumpy Moran.
He died in the fire?
Yep.
And you're sure that's how it started?
Johnny, when you've combed through evidence on as many cases like that as I have, there's no mistaking it.
But now, Bill, listen.
All the way from the source of the blaze to the empty bottle. The carbonized paper from the cigarette. The foil from the cigarette package. The hair from the mattress. 1,001 little things that the ordinary person wouldn't even think to look for. So listen.
Yeah?
Be a nice guy and call off the papers, will you?
Why?
Because they saw you over in Barnwell's office, they've decided it was arson, and they're calling us a bunch of bums. The only reason they do it is to make headlines. So call them up and tell them to lay off, will you? Set them straight.
Not until I'm sure they aren't right, Bill.
Huh? Now, wait a minute. What's that mean?
I'll see you later. Item 6, another taxi to the Hotel Huntington up on Nob Hill. I went straight to my room and sat down to wait for Smokey Sullivan to call. I didn't have to wait long. Smokey?
Yeah.
Well, I hear they found out how that fire started.
Stumpy.
That's right, Stumpy Moran.
He was a friend of mine. Not much brains, Johnny, but a nice old guy. But Johnny.
Yeah?
He didn't do it.
But they found all the evidence. He'd been drinking and smoking in bed.
He never touched a drop, Johnny.
You sure?
He didn't smoke, neither. I know. He was my pal.
Where are you, Smokey?
You know where the Hungry Angel is?
The cocktail bar over on the...
That's right. Take the alley and back. I'm in the phone booth at the end of it. I'll be waiting for you.
Okay. Now, listen.
Yeah?
Do you know who did set that fire?
Yeah. The only guy in the whole country who could leave no trace.
Wait a minute.
And they won't even question him because he's been living straight for so long.
Touchy Thompson.
Yeah. Lives in a nice house on Aldea Drive, 527. But he ain't there.
How do you know?
A note on his door says gone fishing.
You're absolutely sure it was he?
I'm the only one knew where to look for his sign around that fire, and I found it there. I'll show it to you.
Proof, huh?
Yes, sir, Johnny. I can prove that warehouse was set by... Oh, no.
Smokey. Smokey!
Sociable, up-to-date, debonair.
What's this, a new word game?
No, I'm just mentioning the qualities that people admire in other people.
Oh, I see. If you're sociable, up-to-date, and what was that other word, debonair?
Yes, debonair. But listen to it this way. Be sociable, look smart, keep up to date with Pepsi, drink light, refreshing Pepsi, stay young and fair and debonair. Be sociable, have a Pepsi.
Notice how many of your friends are serving Pepsi-Cola these days. It's the up-to-date refreshment.
Be sociable, serve Pepsi.
In the alley behind the Hungry Angel, I found a couple of policemen carefully going over every inch of the phone booth where Smokey called me.
Yeah, that's right. Conroy heard the shots and came running back here. You get the angle of that bullet, old Conroy?
Hey, listen. What about Smokey?
City hospital, but he isn't going to live, Dollar. Not a chance.
And you have no idea who shot him?
No. But you're a smart dick. Why don't you find out for us?
All right, now look.
And let me tell you something else, too, Dollar. If that warehouse fire had been a torch job, which it wasn't, like you're blabbing it out to all the papers, your dear pal Smokey Sullivan is the only one who could have done it. So his being knocked off is good riddance.
Why Smokey?
Because we got every other firebug in this town nailed down. That's why.
Want to bet?
Mr. Dollar, I honestly don't understand it, considering the way one of those bullets nicked his heart. But it looks as though that man Sullivan will live.
Now, the point is, Doctor, can I talk to him?
Well, you can try, of course. Oh, this way, Mr. Dollar. But he was not able to give anything to the police, who just left.
And listen, Doctor, do everything you can for him, will you? I'll foot the bill.
Oh, very well. Right in here.
Okay. You, mind if I talk to him alone?
If you like. And if you can.
Thanks. Smokey. Smokey?
Hi, Johnny.
Oh, hi. Yeah, the doc says you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Can't get rid of me.
Attaboy, Smokey.
I didn't talk to the cops. Just looked at him like I was dead.
Good for you. Hey, Smokey, did you see who put the slugs into you?
No, Johnny. But it must have been Touchy. Touchy Thompson. Same as he set that fire.
Yeah. All right, now listen. You're in no shape to go over there and show me. But if the arson squad found no trace, and believe me, they know everything to look for.
Chemicals.
What?
Touchy had chemicals, special chemicals. Never left a trace.
Everything leaves a trace of some kind.
No. He had to use a gas mask. That's what must have knocked out Stumpy Moran. Then Touchy could plant the liquor, the cigarettes.
Then I guess the only thing I can do is try to find Touchy Thompson.
Johnny.
Yeah?
If you do, Johnny, be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Act 4 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment. Rambler station wagons lead all but 2 other makes in sales. Repeat, Rambler station wagons now lead all but 2 other makes. Car registration figures prove it. Never before has any station wagon scored such a sweeping success in so short a time. Why the nationwide swing to Rambler? Well, listen to this. If you want America's lowest price station wagon, Rambler has it. If you want big 6-passenger room, plus America's easiest parking, Rambler has that. Most miles per gallon? Rambler has that, too. Trade-in value? Rambler has the highest of any low-priced car. Yes, Rambler is America's top economy station wagon, but Rambler is also the compact quality car, the only car to offer personalized comfort, including front seats that glide back and forward separately, adjustable headrests, reclining seat backs, finest air conditioning at lowest cost, deep dip rust proofing. Yes, all America is discovering that Rambler station wagons are different, and Americans love that difference. So will you. Drive a Rambler station wagon now, 6 or V8 at Rambler dealers. And now, Act 4 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account item 7520, more taxi fares. There was nobody home at Touchy Thompson's place. Only the note on the door Smokey had told me about. Gone fishing. Fishing, huh? He was probably hiding somewhere around the town, waiting for the atmosphere to clear. But how to bring him out in the open? Then I suddenly remembered an old friend of mine, Maury Webster, head man at station KCBS. I'd have made $1 even for a cab to the Sheraton Palace and the KCBS studios.
Johnny, this is a pleasant surprise, although I had heard you're in town.
How are you, Maury?
Up to my neck. We're in the midst of a big celebration. You know, our 50th anniversary.
Oh?
Yes, sir. We were the first broadcasting station in the country, and we're kind of proud of it.
Well, I should think you would be. Let me add my congratulations.
Well, thank you, Johnny. What brings you here?
Maury, when is your next news broadcast?
Well, let me see. Well, Don Mosley will hit the air in just about 7 minutes.
That'll just give me time to knock out a news item for him to read on the air.
Oh, what kind?
I'll tell you while I'm scribbling it, if you don't mind.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
And Maury, I have a sneaking suspicion it'll flush out an arsonist.
Oh?
Yeah, and killer. As briefly as possible, I told Maury Webster my plan, the why of it. I handed him the news item I'd cooked up. He penciled in a couple of minor changes, then gave it to his top man on the news bureau, Don Mosley. A few minutes later, there in his office, we listened to it being broadcast over the powerful facilities of KCBS.
The international situation. On the local scene, well, it took insurance investigator Johnny Dollar to clear up the matter of the Barnwell warehouse fire.
Here it comes.
Yeah. Dollar has proved conclusively that it was set by an old hand at that business named Smoky Sullivan. His reason? To kill another man by the name of Moran, whose body was later found buried in the embers. Incidentally, Sullivan himself has just died as a result of bullet wounds, no doubt inflicted by some friend of Moran's, who sought to avenge his murder.
Well,
as for the holdup that occurred early this morning on the Embarcadero...
Well, I hope it does the trick, Johnny. What are you going to do now?
Maury, there's going to be a stakeout at the home of one John R. Thompson, formerly known as Touchy Thompson, out on Aldea Drive.
Oh, then you're turning this whole thing over to the police.
That stakeout will be me.
But if Thompson did set that fire and kill Moran...
I still have to prove it.
Well, don't you think it's a little dangerous, Johnny?
Could be.
Well, in just a minute.
Thanks, Maury. Thanks a lot. So I went out to Aldea Drive again, and I parked myself rather uncomfortably behind a hedge across the street from Thompson's place. Finally, it must have been around 10 p.m. An expensive car pulled up and a man loaded with fishing gear went into the house. I waited a couple of minutes, and then I went over, knocked on the door, walked in, introduced myself, and laid a few cards right on the table.
You're crazy, Dollar. Didn't even know about that fire until you told me just now.
Why lie about it, Touchy?
Look, I've been fishing.
Yeah, for what? An alibi?
Oh, give me that for trout. Look here. Here they are. There, trout. Ever see a nicer mess of them?
Pick 'em up at any market.
Not me.
All right, who was with you?
I was alone. I was over there camped beside the lake all the time. My sleeping bag's still out in the car.
What lake?
Mono Lake. It's a little over 200 miles east of here.
Yeah, I know it well.
Well, that's why I caught him.
I know it well enough to know that because of the high mineral content of that water, no trout could ever survive in it.
What? Oh, look, wait a minute.
It's no good, Touchy, and with the proof I have that only you could have set that fire with some of your fancy chemicals.
What do you know about that? No, you got no proof. Look.
Perhaps he has, Touchy.
Well, I'm glad to see you two know each other.
Very smart, weren't you, Touchy?
What do you mean?
I mean the way you fell for that phony news broadcast and came back here.
Phony?
And Dollar, thanks for setting the stage for me.
Yeah? What does that mean?
You came here because you suspected Touchy. You had a big argument. You both pulled your guns and killed each other.
No, wait a minute.
That's the only conclusion the police can possibly reach when they find your bodies lying there.
Look.
Nope. Don't make a single move, Dollar. Neither of you will do anything because 5 seconds from now you'll both be dead.
That's where you're wrong.
What?
Pull that trigger, Barnwell, and it's the last thing you'll ever do.
Bill.
Climb in this window, boys, and take care of it.
There isn't any need for violence, officer.
That's right, Barnwell, there isn't.
All right.
You too, Tom. Well, Johnny?
Now, just what under the sun ever led you to come out here, Bill?
Your old friend Smokey Sullivan called me to the hospital. He was a little worried about you. You mind?
Mind? You gotta be kidding. Yeah, they were both in it up to their ears. Each in trying to defend himself just put the other in that much deeper. And by the time the courts get through with them, they'll be sorry they ever lived. Expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford and a good hefty gratuity for Smokey Sullivan, plus all his hospital bills, $923.91. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
I'm a mean widow, kid.
And are you pleased with yourself?
Sure, because I'm a germ. A bathroom germ. Bathrooms is where the meanest germs get to live. Do I have fun causing odor and spreading disease?
Well, you better watch out, son, or your landlady may find out about Lysol brand disinfectant.
Lysol?
No, Lysol.
That's what I said. Lysol.
Well, anyway, a lot of women are finding that a dash of Lysol in their cleaning suds every week wipes out nasty bathroom disease germs like you, disinfects from one cleaning to the next as no other product can, wipes out many deadly viruses, too. Lysol makes every cleaner work better. It's the easy, modern way to get bathrooms really clean and free of odors.
Lysol can do that?
And what's more, now, besides regular Lysol, there's a new sweet-smelling, pine-scented Lysol, and they're both out to get you.
Hey, was you ever a mean little kid?
One more remark like that, and I'll open this bottle of Lysol.
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a quiet little ranch in Oklahoma. Quiet, that is, until the shooting starts. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Vic Perrin, Larry Dobkin, Alan Reed, Gil Stratton Jr., Paul Duboff, Bartlett Robinson, Don Mosley, and Tony Barrett. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cumberly speaking.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
Johnny Dollar.
Johnny, this is Don Boomhauer down here in Sarasota, Florida.
Don, how are you?
Oh, great.
Yeah? Now, what's the matter?
Well, the last time I called you, I mentioned that pal of yours, Earl Foreman.
Yeah?
Told you he was out in California and that he'd left me holding down the local office of Tri-State Life and Casualty for him.
Oh, yeah, I
So
remember.
what's he gone and done? Moved on out there to sunny, smoggy Southern California, bag and back.
Yeah, I heard from him a few
Say, I'm still running the Tri-State office here in Sarasota.
That's bad?
Be fine if it didn't take so much of my time away from my real estate business. But what I called you about, Johnny...
Yeah, trouble, Don?
Yes, well, no, not exactly.
Well, which is it?
I mean, not exactly the kind you might expect. Looks like one of our clients, an old man by the name of William Trasker, is dying.
Old Bill Trasker, the fishing guy?
That's the one.
Yeah. Earl and I went fishing with him several times out in the Gulf.
Oh, so that's how he knows about you.
Well, what's he dying of, Don? I can't imagine anybody having it in for old Bill and trying to knock him off.
No, it's some rare type of kidney ailment, the doctor says.
Oh.
Nothing suspicious about it, nothing whatsoever.
Oh, well, then
The amount of insurance he carries is so small as to be almost negligible.
How much, Don?
$2,500.
Huh?
I know, Johnny. It would hardly seem to justify the cost of your coming down.
And if there's nothing suspicious about the circumstances...
Nothing at all. It'll be death from natural causes.
Well, Don, I'm afraid I don't see any
During
reason...
his periods of consciousness, he's in a coma most of the time, he keeps asking for you.
Oh? What?
Well, I don't know. Not for sure, that is. But what he keeps saying, or trying to say, and it's hard to understand him, well, Johnny, it sounds like he's trying to give us the clue to a murder.
Murder?
That's right.
Don, I'm on my way. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-State Life and Casualty Insurance Company office in Sarasota, Florida. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the recompense matter. Expense account item 1, $79.70, taxi in a plane from Hartford to New York, then another one to Florida. At the International Airport in Tampa, Don Boomhauer was waiting for me. We piled into his air-conditioned car and headed south on the Tamiami Trail down towards Sarasota.
That's right, Johnny. Old Bill Trasker.
Dying of some kidney disease, huh?
And according to Dr. Crutcher, nothing short of a miracle would save him.
Yeah, that's too bad. He seemed like a mighty nice old man, a real gentleman. Well-educated, well-spoken. You'd expect to find him running a big business instead of a broken-down outboard rig to take out fishing parties.
So I understand. But frankly, Johnny, I'd never even seen old Bill until the doctor called me. Said he was dying and that he wanted to see you. Then I looked up his policy.
Yeah, $2,500, you said.
Yes, to be spent in giving him a modest but decent burial. And to pay any bills he might leave outstanding.
Apparently, then, Bill won't be leaving much of an estate.
And you'll understand why when you see the little kind of shack he lives in.
But now, over the phone, you said something about a murder.
Well, Johnny, it was so difficult trying to understand what he was trying to say. Even when he seemed completely conscious, he was very vague, except perhaps when he was asking for you, when he told us he had to see you before he goes.
Well, now, Don, why...
He never said the actual word murder, Johnny, but he, well, listen, there was a name he kept trying to tell us. It sounded like Jerry or Gerald something. Last name we couldn't get at all.
Well, have you checked over his relatives?
When we asked him about relatives, he just turned his face away and shook his head.
But now, if he was talking about a murder...
Johnny, it's just that... Well, Doc and I agreed that from what he said, and, well, his knowing you and your work and wanting to see you, and, well, you know how deathbed confessions are.
Don, you're not making much sense.
Look, Doc will be waiting for us, and if Bill is conscious enough to make sense when he talks to you, well, let's just wait and see what you can get out of him.
Whatever you say, now.
home was a shack, all right, on a small, scrubby piece of land near the end of one of the bayous leading out from Sarasota Bay. As we stopped in front of the the long path through the palmettos that led up to it, Doc Crutcher came out to meet us.
Johnny, I'm glad to see you.
Yeah, how are you, Doc?
Don? Well, I just given him a final injection in a course of 7 that... Well, come on in.
He's failing, Doc?
As a last resort, I've used a new, very radical sort of treatment. One of the so-called but not fully tried miracle drugs.
And?
I'm just afraid he came to me too late.
But, Doc, there is a chance.
Oh, there's always a chance, Johnny. But in this case, a very slim one.
Doctor...
Here we are, Bill. You just relax.
See, Tommy. $1,000.
Yeah. Well, here I am, Bill. See? Right here in the flesh.
Johnny?
That's right. Hey, look, if you expect to take me out fishing, you got to get well, old man.
No. Oh, Johnny, it's too late.
Oh, come on now. That's no way to talk, old timer.
I'm gonna die now.
Yeah? Who said so?
But you must tell him.
Tell who, Bill?
Tell police.
Tell what to the police?
No.
What?
No. Murder.
There was a murder? Or you mean there was no murder?
No, tell police that I did. I did it.
Easy.
Gerald.
Gerald?
Yes, John Gerald.
Gerald who, Bill?
Gerald. Noir.
Yeah.
Thornley.
Gerald Thornley.
Yes.
He was murdered?
Gerald Thornley.
Yeah.
So, please, I did it. I did it, Johnny. You tell.
Doctor.
Yes. Yes, I'll see if he's...
The end, Doc?
Well, no. As a matter of fact, his heartbeat is... Well, it's stronger.
What?
Much stronger. Doc, listen.
Yes, Doc?
Get to a phone and get an ambulance while I make him ready.
You mean that maybe you can pull him through after all?
Yeah. Now, come on, Johnny. Give me a hand with him.
Sure, Doc.
Save him, huh? Yes, of course.
Yeah, so that we can investigate this confession of his.
Huh?
Sure. And then see that he's executed for murder. Oh, John, for the love of Mike.
Yes, call that ambulance.
Great scientific achievements usually are made through the combined efforts of many men. Such is the story of the Atlantic Cable, one of the outstanding milestones of the 19th century. But today, the name of one man remains to remind us of that venture. The organizer and director, Cyrus W. Field, a retired paper merchant who risked his fortune, sanity, and integrity in an awesome adventure that lasted 12 long years. Field first was approached in regard to a short underwater cable to Newfoundland in 1854. After a huge investment of both money and energy, the cable was completed the following summer. Field then went to England to tackle the much larger problem of laying the Atlantic cable. Many futile attempts were made. Cable was broken. Splices were made. Cable was lost. Tempers flew, and ship captains resigned in disgust. Still, Field wouldn't give up. Finally, on August 8, 1858, it appeared that the project had been successfully completed. Cyrus Field went ashore and walked 15 miles to the nearest telegraph station. There he wired his wife, the Associated Press, and President Buchanan. He informed the president that Queen Victoria would telegraph her congratulations over the new cable. But before the Queen's message was completed, the line went dead.
The much-hailed project was again a failure. Faulty insulation was blamed. In 1865, the largest steamboat afloat, the Great Eastern, made another attempt. Just 660 miles from Newfoundland, the cable parted. Inadequate hoisting tackle prevented its recovery. Field broke down and wept like a child. And yet, the very next year, he sailed with the Great Eastern for one more try. This time, every failure had been studied, every provision made. On July 27th, 1866, Cyrus Field landed at Heart's Content. After personally cabling the unbelievable news, he immediately boarded the Great Eastern, retrieved the broken cable of the year before, spliced it, and laid the second Atlantic cable. Cyrus W. Field, another American whose driving energy insisted that somehow there must be a way. Let's find it.
And now, Act Two of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
We carefully laid Old Bill in the back seat of Don Boomhauer's car and drove him to the hospital ourselves. And then we could only wait to see if the drug that Dr. Crutcher had given him would really do its work. And yet, if it did, if by some modern miracle the old man should recover. Well, Don had said it there at the shack, and he said it again that evening as we sat in the comfortable den of his home, trying to console ourselves with a couple of scotch and sodas.
No, it's wrong, Johnny. There's something very wrong about it. I mean, pulling him away from death's door only so that he can be electrocuted for that murder he confessed to.
But did he really, Don?
What else could he have meant? So you've got to investigate, Johnny. Even Doc Crutcher has to report that confession to the police.
Maybe.
And so do I. We've no way out of it. None of us.
Earl Thornton.
Yes, the name of his victim, the man he murdered.
Did he? Is that what he tried to tell us?
Well, what else could he have possibly meant? And don't forget, he thinks that he's dying.
Oh, I know.
A deathbed confession, Johnny. Happens all the time.
Oh, but look, is he the kind of man who could have killed somebody? He certainly didn't strike me that way.
But how do you know? It may have happened years ago.
And it may never have happened at all.
And I hope that somehow you're right. But can you prove it? Well, Johnny?
Pour me another drink, will you?
Sure, all you want. But you haven't answered my question.
I'm going to try, Don. I'm going to try. At about midnight, Doc Crutcher phoned to say that we should keep our fingers crossed and maybe pray a bit. As it now looked as though Bill Trasker might have a 50-50 chance to live. Then, unexpectedly, a call from Lieutenant Barney Phillips of the police department.
Yes, Mr. Dollar. Doc Crutcher told me all about it. And we'll appreciate any help you may want to give us on this.
Well, do you know anything about this Bill Thornley?
No, sir. Never heard of him. But we'll find out who he was. Don't you worry about that.
Lieutenant, how well do you know old Bill?
Well, that's the thing that puzzled me, Dollar. Old Bill is one of the nicest, one of the most kindliest old men I've ever known.
Oh?
Ever since he came here to Sarasota, that's about 7 years ago, it seems he just went out of his way all the time trying to be nice and helpful to folks. Didn't have much to give to anybody, money I mean, but whatever he had or he could do for somebody, he never would hesitate a minute.
I see.
But that doesn't keep us from having to do our duty, get the goods on him, see that justice is done. The law is the law, and it's our duty to uphold it.
Old Bill came here 7 years ago?
That's right.
From where?
Well, now, if we knew that, we'd know where to look for information on this man Thornley that he killed.
Yes, he did.
What's that?
I'll talk to you later, Lieutenant.
Oh, fine, Mr. Dollar. And if you have any connections anywhere that can help us find out who Gerald Thornley was and why old Bill killed him.
Or if I can find out that he didn't kill any such man or anybody else.
Now, Mr. Dollar.
I'll be in touch.
Why are you so sure he didn't murder someone, Johnny?
Did I say that, Don?
You didn't need to.
Don, I want no part of this thing.
Donnie, I know this is no ordinary sort of investigation, but as a company, we have to go through with it.
Why?
If you can prove that Bill didn't do it, which I doubt, well, it's the least we can do for a client, or something.
Yeah.
And if you end up proving he did, Well, it's a public service by the company. Or something.
Or something. Let someone else handle it. I want to put it.
Why did old Bill ask for you? Well?
Oh, well, I think it's because of... Well, in spite of what he said, in spite of what it sounded like... Hey, let me use your car, will you?
At this time of night? Oh, here. Here are the keys.
All right, good.
What have you got in mind?
Well, maybe keeping an innocent man out of the chair.
Now, Johnny.
I'll see you later. Obviously, the key to this whole matter lay in finding out about Bill's supposed victim, Gerald Thornley. Who he was, where he was, or where he had been. And then if Bill had ever been there. So I drove over to the shack again and went through Bill's clothes, hoping that some of them might be old enough to show where he'd been before he moved to Sarasota. Every one of them bore a New York label. Item 2, $5.20 for a tank full of gas. Item 3, after I reached the airport in Tampa, $4.60 for a long telegram to Rippy Keener, a pal of mine on the New York side. Item 4, $71.70, and shortly after dawn, I was in New York. Rip was waiting for me at the airport.
You could have saved yourself the time and money and phoned me, Johnny.
Now, just what do you mean by that, Rip?
Well, I could have told you all there is to tell about Gerald P. Thornley in one sentence. I handled a story on him for the paper myself.
All right, well, what about him?
He ain't. He what? 7 years ago, that crooked promoter disappeared.
Promoter?
And when the police finally caught up with when and where and how he disappeared, it left him with only one possible conclusion. Thornley was murdered.
Nevertheless...
No, Johnny. Stop trying to act like a Pollyanna and get on back to Sarasota and nail that old guy for murder.
The 14th Amendment to our Constitution is one of its most important sections. It bestows United States citizenship upon every person, regardless of race, who is born within our borders or who is naturalized. And this amendment further provides that the privileges and immunities of citizenship cannot be taken away by a state, nor may a citizen be denied the equal protection of the laws. It is this amendment which makes us all equal citizens with equal rights, to the end that this country of yours and mine shall be our country under God.
Now, Act 3 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the recompense matter.
Over breakfast there at Idlewild Airport, Rip Keener told me more about Gerald P. Thornley.
Not that Thornley didn't deserve to have somebody knock him off.
Now, just what does that mean, Rip?
When he got through with all his phony real estate promotions, he left more innocent people broke and hungry than you can shake it. Oh, Johnny, that man made millions on his crooked real estate deals. And who suffered? Wealthy people who could afford to lose a few thousand here and there? Oh, no. No, sir. It was poor people who fell for his pitch and then suffered for it.
But the law, the authorities, they never got on to him.
Man, he was too smart. Every deal he made was perfectly legal at the time. I'll tell you this, Johnny. A lot of the real estate laws got rewritten as a result of him. I mean, in spite of the way it finally turned out, the switcheroony.
What?
Sure. That gave me material for that feature I hoped was going to win me a Pulitzer Prize.
Just what are you talking about, Rip?
Back there in 53, after the coroner's jury said it was murder, they went through his papers and bank accounts. They found he left enough dough and instructions for it to pay back every cent he'd taken from the poor suckers.
You are kidding.
A bit, Johnny. I told you it was a twist. And, Johnny, that's what makes his killer all the more wrong. So get on back there to Sarasota and nail him down.
Yeah, Rip, I guess it's all I can... No, wait a minute.
Huh?
Handle this right, and maybe your next feature will get you a Pulitzer Prize.
Huh?
Poor people who'd been taken by Thornley. Well, old Bill Trasker had never been in that category, in spite of his menial job these last 7 years as a fishing guide. Item 5, 10 cents for a call to Lieutenant Randy Singer, 18th Precinct. Then I had Rip Keener drive me into Season.
There you are, Johnny. A complete set of fingerprints on the late Mr. Gerald P. Thornley.
Good.
So why I should break my neck getting them in such a hurry?
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot, Randy. put that so-called mind of yours to work finding out who murdered him 7.5 years ago, why...
Well, that coroner's jury could have been all wet, you know.
Huh?
Why don't you keep Rip here entertained until I can phone him a feature story from down in Sarasota?
Johnny.
If, that is.
Yeah? If what?
Well, if this absolutely crazy hunch of mine pays off. Item 6, another 7170 for a plane back to Florida. From the airport in Tampa, I drove on down to Sarasota straight to the hospital.
It is a miracle, Johnny. If old Bill continues to improve the way he has in these last 12 hours, he'll live until they put him in the chair, much as I hate to say that.
Old Bill was much better. It almost was a miracle. He let me take a set of his fingerprints, and then he broke down and told me his story. Then at police headquarters, when one of the lab men compared the prints with a set I brought down from New York, Lieutenant Barney Phillips nearly flipped.
But oh, no, look, Al, I can't believe this. According to these prints, old Bill is Gerald P. Thornley.
That's right.
But I don't understand. But why, Dollar?
Well, his dirty real estate promotions were perfectly legal at the time. But he was ruining more innocent people, causing more heartbreak and suffering. But he hadn't thought about that in his lust for money. All he cared about was getting more and more of it, regardless of whom he was hurting. Until one day this kidney thing hit him, and it scared him. And suddenly he realized that one day he'd die as one of the most hated men in the world. But simply getting back the money would never erase the stigma that he'd have to live with. So he arranged his own disappearance, and he made it look like murder, so he could quietly get away and start leading the kind of life he should have been leading and could start doing some good for people. Exactly the way he's been doing here in Sarasota, Lieutenant.
There's a sort of recompense for the rotten things he'd done before.
Yeah, that's right.
And without having folks point him out as the crook he'd been.
That's right. And don't forget, the people he'd hurt up north were all paid off.
But Dollar, when he thought he was dying, he told you murder.
He said no murder. Doc and Don misunderstood. He said to tell the police that he did it. That's all. And now we know what he did.
Dollar, I hate to say this, but he's still in trouble.
Old Bill Trasker?
Gerald P. Thornley.
Not anymore, Lieutenant.
What's it?
Thornley is dead. Legally dead.
Well, I know it's only... But I guess you're right, Mr. Johnny. Well, you say you're right.
Yeah. After sticking around a few days to make sure that old Bill's recovery would be complete, well, I changed my mind about giving Rip keener material for a feature. Let him wonder about it. Expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, 200 and, no, Don, forget it. Just forget it. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Russell Thornton, Bart Robinson, Harley Bear, Barney Phillips, Dick Crenna, and Herb Vigran. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is John Wall speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Johnny Dollar.
This is Fred Porter, Johnny. Miniatures.
Miniatures? You know those tiny paintings, portraits usually done on porcelain?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. But I don't think I ever heard of any Reimer collection.
There are half a dozen of them stolen from the Reimer galleries in Philadelphia. Cost us something over $20,000 insurance.
Never found them, huh?
Well, here's the thing. I just got a phone call from Wilbert Reimer. He wants to see you just as quickly as possible.
About those miniatures.
He wouldn't say, Johnny, but I'll bet on it. And he insisted that you and only you be brought in.
Huh. Funny, since I had nothing whatsoever to do with the case.
Why not, with your reputation?
But I thought you usually had a staff man
Plus
that took
the
care.
fact that our company investigator at that time was Jerry Pitcher.
Jerry Pitcher?
Yep.
The one who was suspected of complicity in some of the cases he was supposed to be investigating?
That's the one.
Well, wasn't he suspect in that robbery?
Yeah, but neither we nor the police could ever pin anything on him. All we could do was fire him and warn the other insurance companies to look out for him.
Fred.
Yeah?
Any idea where Jerry Pitcher's operating now?
Not the least. After the Reimer episode, he simply disappeared. There was talk of his having skipped the country, but nobody was sure of it.
I wonder if Reimer's suddenly got a lead on him.
There's one way to find out.
Okay, Freddie, I'll grab the first train.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Mono Guarantee Insurance Company, Philadelphia office. The following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Reimer collection matter. Expense account item 1, $8.25 train fare and incidentals, Hartford to Philadelphia, PA. Item 2, 70 cents for a taxi to the Reimer Galleries over on Walnut Street. Mr. Reimer turned out to be short, slightly gray, and very, very British.
Let's go into my office, Mr. Dollar, where we can talk undisturbed.
Yeah, sure, Mr. Reimer. Well, the art business must be pretty good with a crowd like this in the store. Pardon me, miss.
In here, please.
Hey, thanks.
Well, the gallery is rather well patronized this morning, isn't it? Will sit down, please.
Thank you.
I must say, Mr. Dollar, that I many times wished that you had been assigned to the case when these priceless miniatures that I brought to me from Europe were stolen a year ago.
Oh, how so?
Well, they were so vastly uninsured, sir. A man of your capabilities would have been able to find them for me.
Yeah, maybe.
You, instead of that Jerry Pitcher.
I understand that, although nobody could prove anything, you suspected him of somehow being involved in that loss.
Oh, yes. If only because of his failure to investigate it properly. But now look here, son. This check has a direct relationship with the unusual number of people visiting the gallery this morning.
Uh-huh. This check was made out by you?
Yes. I intend to put it in the mails before the day is over.
To the Mono Guarantee Insurance Company. $4,050?
The exact amount I received for the loss of one of the miniatures, a genuine Pellegrini.
But you collected something like $20,000 in all.
On the 6 that were stolen, yes. But now, suddenly, and most mysteriously, the Pellegrini has been returned to me.
What?
And, of course, the people out there in the gallery, most of them connoisseurs, would be interested in seeing it again, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I should think so.
As a matter of fact, I've already found a buyer for it.
Who?
Mr. Charles Cunningham, one of my regular clients.
Well, just how did you happen to get this one back?
2 days ago, when I opened the place, I found it lying inside the door, on the floor, under the letter slot for the morning mail.
Just lying there?
But it was wrapped in a bit of coarse wrapping paper, the sort a greengrocer might use, and it was tied up with a piece of dirty string.
No note or anything with it?
Nothing. They're very mysterious.
But why was it returned?
Who knows?
Would you call it a pretty well-known piece, one that might easily be recognized?
Oh, definitely. And of course, there were pictures of it in the papers and of the others at the time that they were stolen.
In other words, anybody having it stood a pretty good chance of being caught if he tried to sell it.
But that does seem to be a logical conclusion, doesn't it?
Yet there's always the black market. I mean, abroad, in Paris. A lot of fine art that was stolen during the war has suddenly shown up over there.
Yes, and I understand that otherwise perfectly honest collectors haven't hesitated to purchase it. Things taken from the Louvre, from various museums in Germany, and... Hello, but Mr. Dollar, if the thief were caught smuggling the miniatures out of this country...
Yeah, I know what you mean. But now, why return these to you?
One of them, Mr. Dollar.
Okay, one of them, but why?
Well, there is, of course, one possibility.
Yeah? Like what?
If the thief himself were a connoisseur, one who would fully appreciate the value of the miniatures, well, I'm certain that he would never bring himself to simply destroy them. That is, after realizing that he couldn't very well dispose of them without being caught.
So rather than destroy them, he decided to give up and return them to you?
Well, it is a possibility, isn't it?
But he returned only one of them. And, of course, this theory of yours rules out Jerry Pitcher.
Well, yes. But it's puzzling, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait now, the paper and the string you found wrapped around it.
What?
Where are they? I'd like to see them. Well?
Oh, how utterly stupid of me.
What do you mean?
I'm afraid I threw them out with the trash, Mr. Dollar. It was taken away yesterday.
Oh, great.
You might have found fingerprints on them, mightn't you?
Yeah, and they might have given us a lead on whoever stole those things in the first place.
I'm terribly sorry. It was terribly stupid of me. My reason for sending them for you, I hoped that by finding who returned this one, you might find the rest of them.
Sure.
In which case, your insurance company, well, needless to say, I would gladly return all of the money they paid to me.
Make them pretty happy, wouldn't it?
But now...
Yeah, they might even feel like handing me a nice big fat commission.
Now I've destroyed the one possible clue.
Well, there must be others, if I can dig them up.
Oh, I hope so, Mr. Dollar.
Or, of course, we could just sit here and wait for the other 5 to be returned to you.
I presume you're jesting, sir.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Yes. So how will you proceed?
Well, I'll tell you something, Mr. Reimer.
Yes? Yes, Mr. Dollar?
I haven't the least idea.
And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, and the Reimer Collection Matter.
Expense account item 2, 60 cents for a cab to Fred Porter's office at Mono Guarantee Insurance.
And it was about the stolen miniatures that Mr. Reimer sent for you.
And it was, Freddie.
Over $20,000 worth, Johnny. Well, has he some idea now about who might have taken them?
Fred, one of them, a Pellegrini, has just been returned to him.
What?
Yeah. Reimer's sending you a check in the amount your company paid him for that particular one.
Well, who returned it to him?
I don't know. He doesn't know. It was simply pushed through the letter slot in the door of the gallery. No clues, no nothing.
Johnny, whoever returned it must have been the thief. Or someone who knows the thief has contact with him. So if you can find this person, whoever brought it back, we may be able to recover the other miniatures.
Yeah. Did the police really do a job when they were stolen a year ago?
Yes, and the only suspect was that so-called investigator we'd mistakenly assigned to Reimer because he seemed to know something about art. He was familiar with Reimer's place.
That was Jerry Pitcher.
That's right. But they couldn't prove a thing against him. And after all, it was only Reimer's theory that Jerry might have been mixed up in it.
Why?
I don't know. It may have been because of the sloppy way he handled his end of the investigation. And don't forget, it was about that time we learned that Pitcher's reputation wasn't all that it might have been.
Have you got any idea where Jerry might be now?
As I told you over the phone, Johnny, there was talk that he'd skipped the country. Reason in itself to be suspicious of him, if you ask me.
I'll tell you this, Fred. If he did skip, and if he had those miniatures with him, the one place he might have gone to... Listen, mind if I use your phone?
It's right beside you. Help yourself.
Okay, thanks. Hello, operator. I want to put through a call to Paris, France.
Paris? Johnny...
Just take it easy, Freddie, and stay close to this phone so that you can hear. My call was to a strange little character whose name is de Marsac, but who calls himself a Chagris, the gray cat. His knowledge of the Paris underworld and everything that goes on in it is nothing short of fabulous. Yeah, because he himself is very much a part of it, of what goes on there. Not a single important work of art could ever hit the black market without his knowing about it.
How oui, Monsieur Darlin. This is your dearest friend, Le Chagris.
Oldest and dearest friend, huh?
But of course.
Oh, sure. Now listen to Marsac. I want some information. Maybe you can give it to me.
For a small fee, perhaps?
Perhaps.
say, $1,000 American.
$1,000? You're out of your mind.
Oh, 500?
Maybe a couple of hundred, if it's worth anything.
Now, take it easy, Johnny.
Let me handle this. Now, listen to Marsac.
Well, speak, monsieur.
Well, I'm looking for a man named Jerry Pitcher. Ever see or hear of him?
Jerry Pichet? Oh, no, monsieur.
You're sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Then what about the Reimer collection of miniatures?
Oui.
Yeah, there's some tiny paintings on porcelain.
Yeah, but of course, they were here on the black market.
You get that?
I sure did. Go on, Johnny.
Monsieur?
When, de Marsac? When did you see them?
Well, it is important.
You kidding? Of course it is.
Then you will pay me, 400, perhaps?
200. Now, when?
Oh, me. Well, 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
We when they purchased for the gallery there in the United States.
Oh, well, that's a lot of help. But who brought them for the Reimer Gallery? Who purchased them, do you know? Well?
Uh-huh. So that is the question.
That's right.
Well, then 300, perhaps? Oh, it's worth it, monsieur.
Okay, 250. Now, tell me who.
Well, it was Monsieur Reimer himself.
What? Reimer himself bought them there in the black market?
Oui, monsieur.
Ah, I see.
Well, so perhaps it is really worth 400, monsieur?
No, on second thought, de Marsac, I'm afraid it doesn't mean a thing. I'll mail you a check.
Well, of course, the last time I saw it...
What? What's that? Well? Okay, 400.
Bien. It was 6 months ago, June.
In June?
Oui, June. At the shop of my very dear friend. Oh, that scoundrel, that terrible crook, Francois Dubesson, defense. But not for long.
What do you mean?
Because he could not sell them. They were what you call too hot.
Huh?
Because they were known to have been so recently stolen from the gallery there in America.
Too hot, huh? So whoever had them brought them back here.
You see, monsieur?
All right, de Marsac. Who was that fence, that Dubosson? Who was he trying to sell them for? This man Pitcher?
Oh, no, monsieur. I told you I never heard of him.
Well, who then?
Well, alas, I do not know. And with a clever man like Dubosson, well, perhaps for you, my oldest, my dearest friend, and it might take some time and expense.
Then no bother, yet.
Well, monsieur...
Forget it. I'll send you a check. Only you can send it to him, Fred. Save putting it on my expense account.
Oh, wait a minute, Johnny. If he can find out who was trying to peddle the miniatures over there...
Oh, you underestimate Le Chagris.
What?
If he's seen them, he knows what they're worth.
So what?
By the time he got that information, you'd have to pay him $1,000, maybe $2,000.
Well, even so, Johnny, if it leads us to the thief and the other miniatures that were stolen...
Leads us to him or merely tells us who he is?
What's the difference?
And I thought you were convinced it's Jerry Pitcher.
Well, who else?
Why?
I don't know. Ask the police. Ask Reimer.
Maybe I will. Or maybe I got a better idea. Item 4, $1.50 for a taxi out to the Museum of Art, where I finally ran down one of the curators, a man by the name of Kingman.
Well, of course I know the Reimer miniatures, Mr. Dollar. Priceless. And such a shame that they've been lost to the world of art. Stolen.
Yeah.
Stolen by a fool.
How do you mean, sir?
Well, I mean the thief would never dare to try to sell them, but such well-known pieces, anyone, anywhere would recognize them, would see that he was brought to justice.
Maybe. How much would you say those 6 little paintings are worth? About?
2 or 3 years ago, not very much. But now that their history is known, well, this often happens with works of art, Mr. Dollar.
How much, Mr. Kingman?
Well, somewhere, I would say, that is, if they're ever found.
Yes?
Somewhere in the neighborhood of $200,000.
You're serious?
Well, among them is a body, for instance, and a genuine Pellegrini, yes.
A Pellegrini?
Pellegrini the Elder. And one of our wealthy collectors, Mr. Charles Cunningham, would pay
Cunningham?
almost...
Listen, do you know where I can find him?
I believe I have his address and phone number in my office.
Good. Come on.
But why all this interest, Mr. Dollar?
I'll tell you about it on the way to your office, Mr. Kingman. Item 5, 10 cents for a phone call, only to learn that Mr. Charles Cunningham was out of town for the day. So item 6, $14 even, is for a dinner, a room, and some breakfast at the Bellevue Stratford. Then early the next morning, item 7, another dime for another phone call.
Insurance investigator, did you say?
That's right, Mr. Cunningham.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. Dollar?
Just answer one question, please. How much are you paying the Reimer Galleries for a Pellegrini miniature?
was stolen a year ago that has been recently recovered?
That's the one I mean. What's the price?
Oh. Well, now, I'm afraid that's something.
How much, sir?
It was a private sale, Mr. Dollar, a confidential transaction, and,
Well?
I don't know whether you realize it or not, but only recently has the value of those miniatures become...
Yeah, I know all about that. How much, Mr. Cunningham?
Now, look
would you rather be hauled in as accessory to a fraud?
You mean the Pellegrini isn't genuine?
Oh, it probably is.
But you said I might be involved in a fraud.
How much?
I'm giving Reimer $20,500 for it.
Maybe you'd better call your bank and have them stop the check.
Stop the
Thank you, Mr.
check?
Cunningham. It looks as though my hunch was right.
What?
Goodbye, sir. Item 8, $1 for a taxi to Fred Porter's office. Item 9, another $1 for a cab for the two of us to the Reimer Galleries.
Will you please tell me what this is all about, Johnny? Have you got on the trail of Jerry Pitcher?
No, Freddie, I haven't even bothered trying. Hey, listen, do you handle all of Reimer's insurance? When are his premiums due?
Well, as a matter of fact, a rather large one, slightly overdue now.
Oh. Why didn't you tell me that?
What difference does it make?
Well, if business were good for a man like that, wouldn't he keep up his insurance payments? Wonder how much else he owes.
What are you getting at?
Plenty. Looks like we've arrived, though.
You know, you still haven't told me why we've come here to the gallery at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, buddy. Now keep the change.
Yeah, thanks.
See, Mr. Reimer's already opened shop.
Johnny?
Come on, Fred. Well, Mr. Reimer.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, I am indeed glad to see you.
Indeed.
Indeed. Good morning, Mr. Porter.
Mr. Reimer?
Look here, Mr. Dollar, here on this table.
What?
Another of the miniatures, a Lombardi.
What?
Yes, lying on the floor under the mail slot, just like the other that was returned.
I can't believe it. Here, let me see.
No, don't touch it.
And you see, Mr. Dollar, this time I saved the string and wrapper for you.
Oh? Why? Fingerprints?
Yes, of course.
Only I doubt if we'll find any.
But you were most explicit.
Matter of fact, if you didn't wear gloves in wrapping it up, you were pretty stupid.
I beg your pardon.
Asked that I be dragged in so that nobody would suspect you, huh?
Suspect me?
Johnny, what of Jerry Pitcher?
Who knows where Jerry is, Jan? Who cares? Mr. Reimer, when was your last trip to Europe? In June, wasn't it?
I make many trips to Europe in order
In June?
Well, yes, it was. But now look here.
Let's go back to your office. I want to look at your bank statements for the past year.
Mr. Dollar.
Or would you rather I just call in the cops?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Real honest business you've been running, huh?
Of course.
But you didn't hesitate to buy stolen, smuggled artworks on the Paris black market.
Now, look here, sir.
I suppose I should have started thinking when you told me those miniatures were considerably underinsured.
What?
Yeah, because you insured them before their true value really became known. But by the time you did know it, you'd already pulled the fake robbery, collected the insurance on them to keep your business going.
Well, now, please.
You tried to sell them in Paris then, but they were too hot. That was in June. But you still needed money, didn't you?
But have I denied
So
that
you had to bring them back. After all, you'd only collected about $20,000 on them. And now you could sell them for $200,000 at least.
Is this true?
Pretty nice profit, even after you got through returning what you'd collected from the insurance company.
Mr. Reimer?
And how to get them back? Have them mysteriously reappear one at a time and give out that cock and bull story about the thief not daring to sell them without being caught. Well, Mr. Reimer?
Well, do you think, if I produce the others, if I write and sign a full confession, the authorities will be more gentle with me?
Son of a gun, why do they do it? Won't they ever learn? What's the matter with people, anyhow? Some people, it is. Oh, well, expense account total, including the trip back to Hartford, $35.50. And Freddie, don't forget, a nice fee on this one, as well as a check to Le Chagris over there in Paris. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood. and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Harry Bartell, Ben Wright, Forrest Lewis, Junius Matthews, and Marvin Miller. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cubberly speaking.
Johnny Dollar has come to you through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
CBS Radio brings you Bob Bailey in the exciting adventures of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Are you smoking more now, but enjoying it less? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. Are you looking for flavor and mildness? Have a real cigarette, have a Camel. The best tobacco makes the very best smoke. Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
Again, for the 11th straight year, Camel outsold every other cigarette, filter, king size, and regular. The best tobacco makes the best smoke. So if you're smoking more now but enjoying it less, change to Camels. Get more real satisfaction every time. Start to really enjoy smoking again.
Have a real cigarette, a real cigarette, a real cigarette, have a Camel.
And now, Act One of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to the Tri-Western Life Insurance Company, Corpus Christi office. Following is an account of expenses incurred during my investigation of the Unholy 2 matter. It was a little late in the day to ride all the way to Texas, but I managed to make a pretty good set of plane connections. So, expense account item 1, $127.20 plane fare and tips, Hartford to Corpus Christi. Item 2, $4 even for a cab in from Cliff Mouse Airport to the Driscoll Hotel on North Broadway. As I was about to sign my name on a registration card for the benefit of the room clerk, well, I guess this is a pretty small world at that.
And I'm sure you're going to find this room very comfortable, Mr. Dollar.
Sure.
Okay, then, Obi. I'll see you first thing in the morning.
Here you are.
Thank you, sir.
Right now, I'll turn over and tell Wayne Stocks this.
Boy,
Yeah.
take Mr. Dollar's bags up to room.
Dollar? Excuse me. Did I hear the name Dollar?
What's that?
Johnny Dollar, the insurance investigator?
That's right. Who are you?
Well, the name is Doug Johnstone.
Johnstone?
Yes.
Funny. Man by the name of Johnstone dramatizes all these cases I handle so we can put them on the air.
Jack Johnstone.
That's right.
Well, I'm his younger brother, Douglas.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Well, glad to know you,
How
Doug.
are you, Johnny? Listen, I'm in a big hurry. I've got somebody waiting for me, but I hope we can get together while you're here in town and, well, tear that brother of mine to pieces or something.
Sure, why not?
If you're down here working on a case, if I can be any help to you, you know. Hey, wait a minute. Are you here to look into the Peterson matter by any chance?
Well, frankly, I haven't the least idea.
I wonder. Well, can you tell me this? Did Jack Price over at Tri-Western Life send for you?
Yeah?
Clerk, may I have a piece of paper, please?
Oh, yes, sir. Here you are.
Sorry, I've got to rush out of here, Johnny, this way, but...
Well, who is Peterson, Doc?
Here's my address and phone number. That's both the home and the office.
All right.
Now, maybe I can be of help to you, so don't lose that. Huh?
Yeah, okay, thanks. But now,
because
Doug,
if it is on account of old man Peterson, Johnny, well, I've got some ideas about it, and, well, they could be helpful to you. If, as I say, that's why you're here.
Well, what kind of ideas?
Well, you know he was supposed to have died because his heart gave out on him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. But if you ask me, well, if it turns out this is the case you're working on, well, you give me a call now, will you?
Yeah, sure. But look, why not tell me what you know about it?
Well, Johnny, after all, you may be here for something entirely different.
Maybe not.
Well, why don't you see first what Jack Price has to say, huh?
Well, now, look, Doug, you said...
Johnny, this theory of mine could be all wrong.
About the death of some man named Peterson.
Yeah, John Ridgway Peterson.
Well, come on, tell me anyhow. What is your theory?
Well, it may not mean anything to you. You may have no interest whatsoever in Peterson.
Oh, come on, stop beating around the bush, Doug. What do you think about his death?
Well, okay. Murder.
What?
Yeah, Johnny. Murder.
But because neither of us really knew if I'd become involved in it, that was all he'd tell me at the moment. And as he said, he had to run off to meet somebody. It was late, and I was tired after the plane trip, so I grabbed a bite to eat. That's item 3, 2 1/4, then hit the sack. But first thing in the morning, I was in Jack Price's office at Tri-Western.
Well, no, I didn't mean to sound in a rush for you to get down here, Johnny. On the other hand, the hotter the trail, the easier it is to follow.
Whose trail, Jackson?
Sterling Peterson, beneficiary of his uncle, John R. Peterson's life insurance policy.
100,000 clams.
Yes.
And what's happened to him? The nephew Sterling, I mean.
He simply disappeared.
When?
About the same time his uncle died, apparently.
When was that?
5 days ago.
Huh. Funny that he should leave town when he was about to be presented with that wad of insurance money.
He didn't know that he was his uncle's beneficiary.
Oh?
No. Old John Peterson never told him. Actually, the old man didn't particularly want to leave it to this nephew, but, well...
Why not?
Oh, they never really got along, as I understand it. The old man had been a hard worker all his life, and Sterling is anything but. Nonetheless, he named him his beneficiary, so that's that.
And as heir to whatever else there is to the estate, huh?
No, that goes to Sterling's half-brother, Paul.
Much of an estate?
Certainly not as much as the insurance. The old man didn't have much use for either of them, Johnny. But since they were his only surviving relatives, since they'd probably get everything he left anyway...
Yeah, I see what you mean. Does Paul live here in town?
Yes.
What does he do for a living?
Apparently has some money in the stock market.
And Sterling?
Johnny, I don't know what he lived on. No visible means of support kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I tried to call him, tell him of his uncle's death. His landlady said he wasn't there, hadn't been there for a couple of days, that he'd simply packed up his things and left. I'll give you the address.
Yeah, do that.
Then I called his brother, but Paul didn't know where he was either.
Just disappeared.
That's right.
I wonder why.
Who knows?
Have you called the police?
Why? Just because a man suddenly leaves town? That's hardly reason to call in the police, Johnny.
Maybe not.
What?
Sterling didn't know he was beneficiary of this policy.
No.
But maybe he did think he'd get some of the estate if he were lucky and the old man turned up dead. And maybe Sterling needed money.
I understand he always did.
So if he could help the old man on his way...
No, Johnny. The doctor said it was a heart attack.
Yeah? Well, there are a lot of ways to make it look like a heart attack. Has there been an autopsy?
Why, no.
Then have one made. The insurance company's entitled to one.
But you're saying Sterling murdered him?
Maybe.
Johnny.
Just go ahead and order that autopsy. Item 5, $1.25 for a taxi. I found Doug Johnstone in his office, a small place, but with a cluttered desk of a busy man. Full of stock market reports, that sort of thing. Doug brushed him aside and got right to the point.
Yeah, I've got to know a lot about Sterling Peterson lately. Now, you see, I have interest in a handful of oil wells, a gas compressor station, and things like that.
Ah, lucky man.
Well, I spend quite a bit of time over at Merrill Lynch trading in the stock market.
You met Sterling in a brokerage office?
Well, that's where I met his brother, Paul. That's where I learned about Sterling. It seems he was always trying to get money out of Paul.
I take it Paul is pretty well healed, huh?
Hardly. He's a sharp one. He has a pretty wild idea of how to make money in the market.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, it's always flattering for someone to ask your advice.
Naturally.
Well, I'd recommend he buy something like IBM. Good, solid stuff for a stable company like U.S. Steel, AT&T.
Nothing wrong with that, brother.
No, but instead he'd throw his money into some crazy penny stock like Well, Golden Dream Uranium Company. It was being pushed by some crooked promoter, some boiler room operator.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'd suggest Union Carbide. He'd end up with some speculation nobody ever heard of, and so on. Yet somehow he managed to stay solvent. The point is, Sterling was always going to Paul for money.
Money for what?
Oh, to pay off his gambling debts. Much as I hate to admit it, civic pride and all that sort of thing, there are plenty of places in and around this town to gamble.
Yeah, so I've heard.
So when a stupid guy like Sterling Peterson simply won't learn that house never loses, well, you see what I mean.
Yeah. And Sterling never really worked for a living.
No, and he was always in debt up to his ears.
Isn't it possible he simply left town because his debts had caught up with him? Some of his creditors were getting tough with him?
Well, Sterling needed money badly, and... Well, Johnny, I think he finally reached the point where he's willing to kill to get it.
His own uncle?
If what Paul has told me about him is true, yes. Now, you remember, he thought that he would inherit part of the estate.
Which, of course, was wrong.
But he didn't know that. Not then.
Then his running away...
Well, the way I look at it, Johnny, if he did kill his uncle...
And you think he did?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Well, when he found out he wouldn't get his uncle's money, his property, after all, that he'd killed him for, nothing, he didn't know about the insurance, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what was left for him around here?
I'll buy.
Nothing but a lot of creditors pounding on his door. And once people begin to think about that, they might get suspicious, start asking him questions about his uncle's death. Questions that he didn't have good answers for.
But to run out is the surest way in the world to arouse suspicion.
I know. It's stupid. Well, what do you think?
Well, I'm not sure. But thanks. I'll see you later. I took a taxi over to the place where Paul Peterson lived. That's Adam 6, $1.50. It was a nice apartment in a fairly good neighborhood. But he wasn't home. Item 7, $1 even for a cab to the brokerage house Doug had mentioned. I talked to Wayne Stockset, a friend of Doug's. He hadn't seen Paul Peterson around there for several days.
Well, Paul said something about going out of town, Dollar, to look at some of the companies he considers investing in.
I see.
When he gets the money from his uncle's property and so forth, Paul will have quite a bit to play with. And play with is the proper term, despite our advice to avoid so many cheap speculations.
I've heard he's a bit of a plunger.
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Well, if he does come around, Wayne, ask him to call me immediately. I'll be at the Robert Driscoll. Item 8, $2 for a late lunch. Item 9, $1.30 for a cab to Jack Price's office.
Now, wait a minute, Johnny.
Yeah?
Instead of hunting for Sterling Peterson, you're just hanging around hoping to find out the old man was murdered.
Well, give me time, will you?
But I tell you, the doctor who was with him when he died said it was heart failure.
And I tell you, Jackson, there are plenty of ways. There are medical tricks. I can't
Hold it a minute, Johnny. Price speaking. Yes? All ready? Well, doctor, what did you... What? Oh. I see. Thank you.
What's the matter, Jackson?
How did you know?
How did I know what?
The autopsy.
Yeah?
You were right. Apparently some drug substituted for the digitalis the old man was taking.
You mean Doug Johnstone was right. The old man was murdered.
Yes, Johnny. Murdered.
Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar, in a moment.
Welcome, recording star Mel Torme.
It's terrible trying to sing with a bad cold. So I always take 4-way cold tablets to relieve cold miseries fast.
Good idea. Tests of all the leading cold tablets proved 4-way fastest acting. 4-way starts in minutes to relieve muscular pains, headache, reduce fever, calm upset stomach, also overcomes irregularity.
When you catch cold, try my way. Take 4-way cold tablets. The fast way to relieve cold distress and feel better quickly.
4-way, only 29 cents.
Now, here's a word about another fine product of Grove Laboratories. To get rid of embarrassing dandruff in 3 minutes, change to Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo. 3 minutes with Fitch regularly is guaranteed to keep unsightly dandruff away forever. Apply Fitch before wetting hair, rub in 1 minute. Add water, lather 1 minute. Then rinse 1 minute. Every trace of dandruff goes down the drain. 3 minutes with Fitch and embarrassing dandruff's gone. At the same time, Fitch can brighten hair up to 35%. Get Fitch Dandruff Remover Shampoo today. And now, Act 2 of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Expense account item 10, $1.70 for a taxi to the cheap rooming house where Sterling Peterson had lived before his mysterious disappearance. The landlady turned out to be quite helpful.
Well, that chiseling, no-account tin-horn gambler owed me 2 months back rent, Mr. Dollar.
Well, if we can find him. Only I'm beginning
And
to
you
doubt
ask me there's something mighty suspicious about the way he picked up and left.
Yeah, what do you mean,
Yeah.
Mrs. Toomey?
Well, now, here, now, you look for yourself. You see all them empty hangers in that closet there, and them empty drawers I pulled out on the bureau?
So what?
Yeah, took every stitch of clothes he had. How he ever stuffed them all in them 2 little suitcases he owned would have been impossible.
So he picked up a tour over, a couple of more handbags.
Without me seeing him come in here with them?
You apparently didn't see him leave.
Well, no. Look here, in the medicine cabinet in the bathroom. Now, every receipt.
Yeah, that is funny.
Well, it sure is. Man not taking along his comb and razor and shaving things and his toothbrush and his hair tonic. I don't care how much of a hurry he was in.
Mrs. Toomey, the day that Sterling Peterson disappeared.
You mean the night he disappeared, don't you?
Do I?
All that day, he just sit around here, said he was waiting for his brother. His brother had promised to come and see him.
Oh?
Ask me, he was hoping his brother'd bring him some money to pay up his rent and things.
Did his brother come around?
At 7 p.m., his brother telephoned. I took the message.
Yeah?
Said Sterling was to meet him at some dive out on Staples Street, so he left.
And that's the last you saw him?
I heard him come back here and up to this room sometime after 2 a.m.
But you didn't actually see him.
I go to bed at a respectable hour.
Then how are you sure it was?
Next morning he was gone. Bag and baggage must have just plain sneaked out on me.
No, I don't think so, Mrs. Toomey.
What's that?
A couple of things I learned earlier, a couple of things you've told me, and the stuff in that medicine cabinet.
Eh?
Now, I don't think you'd better bank on collecting any back rent. Not from Sterling Peterson.
That beat.
Is he?
Of course he is.
Or is he just plain dead? I went back to my hotel. No, Paul Peterson hadn't called me. But there was a message from Jack Price, so I went to my room and I phoned him.
I just wanted you to know the police are in on this now, Johnny.
As a result of that autopsy.
Yes, they're looking for Sterling Peterson, too. Also, they've been looking for you. They're very anxious to talk with you.
Anytime they like.
After all, it was you brought this thing out in the open by suggesting the autopsy. Because you had the idea that it might be murder.
No, that was Doug Johnstone's idea, and a very good one. Have they talked with Paul Peterson?
Well, I assume they will.
Well, if he's back in town, huh? Okay, Jackson, thanks. Now, let's see. Yeah? Come in.
Dollar?
That's right.
I'm Paul Peterson. I got your message.
Wow. Come in.
I understand that you're an insurance investigator, that you're looking for my half-brother Sterling.
Ah, that's right. Who didn't know that he was the beneficiary of your uncle's insurance. Sit down.
Well, thanks. I just got back in town from a business trip, and...
That's so?
Look, I found these letters waiting for me.
Oh, from Sterling?
Yes, here.
Dallas, Wichita, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Fargo, North Dakota?
Yes, and by now he could be across the border in Canada.
Yeah, maybe.
Read it, Dollar.
Just keep quiet and give me time, and you won't have to worry about me anymore.
Yeah, the others are practically the same.
Yeah. Neatly typewritten, no signature.
I'm afraid it's obvious who they're from.
So it looks as though your half-brother is running away. Now that we know your uncle was murdered.
Murdered?
Yeah, that's right.
Sterling.
Type these on your own machine, Paul? That might be pretty easy to trace.
What?
Yeah, with Sterling out of the way, you'd get your uncle's insurance as well as his money and property, wouldn't you?
I suppose so, but I don't see what you're driving at.
Oh, you did things up pretty well, Paul. Much better than your stupid brother could have.
What are you talking
and
about?
And all to play safe in case we discovered it was murder.
Dollar.
That so-called business trip. It was so that you could mail these letters to yourself, make it look as though Sterling had done the murder.
Well, he must have.
And what happened? Did you make the mistake of telling him you'd done it?
I? Now, look here.
After all, he would never have thought of substituting for the digitalis your uncle was taking.
Look here,
So
Dollar.
did Sterling threaten to blackmail you? Is that why you had to kill him, too?
You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about.
And the tiny thing that tipped me off What? When you went back to his room that night, after you'd killed him, to haul away his stuff, make it look as though he'd taken a powder.
Yes?
Silly little thing. But no man, no matter how much of a hurry, would have left behind his comb, his razor, a toothbrush. And that isn't all.
I say you don't know what you're talking about. Or maybe you do.
Oh, no, easy, Paul. That gun will make an awful lot of noise in here.
No, not when it's tied up against your back with a pillow over it. Stand up, Dollar.
And if I don't? Well...
Okay, Doug.
What?
Kick open the door. I'll cover him.
I shut it.
The police.
That's right.
All right. Look, boys.
I said you covered, Peterson. Drop it. Drop it.
Johnny, you okay?
Yeah, sure, Doug. You hear it all, Sergeant?
Yeah, sure did, Mr. Dollar. It's funny, though.
Funny?
All I really came up here for was to talk to you. Not much point in it now, is there?
So, another day, another dollar. And I'm not talking about myself. Expense account total, including hotel bill, a flock of incidentals, and a plane back to Hartford, $287.20. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Our star will return in just a moment.
Constipation is something people don't talk about much, but it can be a problem for anyone, even doctors. And when constipation occurs, it's interesting to see just what doctors consider important about a laxative they might use or recommend. Well, a majority of the doctors we heard from had this to say.
A laxative should be effective, gentle, as close to natural acting as possible, and a medicine that can be used with complete confidence.
Now, X-Lax has been popular with many doctors and millions of people over the years because pleasant-tasting chocolated X-Lax is effective. Overnight, it helps you toward your normal regularity. X-Lax is gentle. Next morning, it gives you the closest thing to natural action. And that's why many doctors and millions of people use X-Lax with complete confidence. X-Lax, the laxative that helps you toward your normal regularity gently, overnight. Is X-Lax in your medicine cabinet?
Now, here's our star to tell you about next week's story.
Next week, a hurried trip to Alaska to look for a clue to a murder. And say, if you've been to Alaska, if you know anything about the customs, the manners of the people up there, especially their eating habits, well, it's quite possible that you'll find a solution to the case even before I do. Or maybe you will anyhow. Because it all hangs on a tiny, seemingly unimportant clue. And yet, well, give a listen. See how well you can break down a killer's alibi. Yeah. Join us, won't you? Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, starring Bob Bailey, originates in Hollywood and is written, produced, and directed by Jack Johnstone. Heard in our cast were Virginia Gregg, Jack Edwards, Forrest Lewis, Stacey Harris, Gil Stratton, and Barney Phillips. Be sure to join us next week, same time and station, for another exciting story of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. This is Dan Cumberly speaking.
Tangled secrets unravel eerily all through the long night as suspense follows on the CBS Radio Network.